Welcome, kind viewer. I come bearing content for you once again from the very depths of my soul. Share a fleeting moment with me, stranger. For we are both twins torn from the same fabric of the universe. Like, comment, subscribe, bestie.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the amazing, fantabulous, wonderful arjeshh channel. We're back and it's almost the end of May, which I thought would be a fun time for another one of these wrap-up videos. Remember 2 weeks ago when I said I thought I'd come to you with a video about Porter Robinson's Nurture? In 2 weeks I hope to come to you with a video about Nurture by Porter Robinson. Well, I haven't, and that's because writing a video essay is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I've been saying I'm gonna do it since I think the start of this channel, like the Markiplier video, and I swear I will do it. I'm pretty sure I will get around to actually making that video essay because I really liked his new album Nurture. It really hit me during a very funky mental spot in these ever-increasing pandemic days, as you know. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Robinson. It's very positive, but not in like an annoying way. So I just really enjoyed listening to it. I will talk about it more at length. But yeah, before I get into the music wrap-up section, I just want to let you know how I'm doing right now. I'll do the personal wrap-up bit, and then we'll get into all the media goodies. I'll give you a little rundown of me and my timeline from right after I finished Power. If you haven't streamed it already, please go stream it. I poured my whole soul into those two frickin' songs, and I think they turned out very well, but I'll let you know the whole behind the scenes of making them. So let me take you on a little journey for a second. I started Self-Immolate in around April of 2020. Sunny around the same time as well, like, or fall, something like that. And so from then they just kind of been like sitting on my computer. I kind of fell out of love with Self-Immolate for a while because it sounded like wildly different from what it sounds like now.
You would rather call me a dog choked by an electric collar.
I ask them what gives you the right, what is your passion? Do you only ever love in passing? They tell me blood and concrete.
I say all this just to give you some perspective. I, in very Brockhampton-y fashion, released the teaser for the EP before it was like really done at all. I recorded the vocals for Self-Immolate, I think 2 weeks before it dropped, which was kind of insane, and I would recommend anyone to not do that, but I made such a show out of the teaser I didn't want to like put it off any farther than the deadline, you know? I am learning my lesson about making big promises on this channel every time I make one. I always have very big ideas and very big aspirations, and like it's kind of this whole like shoot for the moon, you'll land among the stars mentality. And I think I pretty much got to the moon, I won't lie, with the Power EP. I think it sounds amazing, but right after that you could say I was burnt out really hard because I was staying up very late to mix the songs. Sorry, parents. Yeah, the lesson I've learned is not to set such a crazy tight deadline for songs which aren't that fleshed out. But yeah, I hope you like them. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Let's make this a segue into the music section. So I hear the young whippersnappers are really into this Olivia Rodrigo album, and I listened to it once through and I really liked it. I appreciate what she's doing for Gen Z, so to speak, and I'm maybe sounding like an elitist snob for a moment, but I like that she's like paving the way for a bit of a comeback for pop punk, because I've been writing songs like that a little bit, and I've found myself leaning into a very like 90s, early 2000s aesthetic, like with my art and my music. So I hope you have a hankering for songs like Brutal and Good For You. Yeah, great job, Olivia Rodrigo. If you want to work with me, hit me up. Or if you want to hang out, let me know if you're ever in my city. Oh, I wanted to say there are a lot of very striking similarities between this album and the Conan Gray Kid Crow album, or just generally how Conan Gray's sound is. Absolutely not to trash on anybody's taste or Olivia's songwriting whatsoever, because all the songs are very pretty, and I understand from a musician's standpoint being critical of others' music, because it feels like a stab in the chest. But like some of the songs I feel like I just heard before as Conan Gray songs, and I think in large part that has to do with both their producers being the same, and their producer is actually super talented. I love the way he mixes everything. It's like all his music is like super slick and super high gloss, and I appreciate like the way that like he can really elevate these songs, which I'm assuming are like written on an acoustic guitar, to like these very sparkly, grand, beautiful songs. But yeah, I mean, my point was just like they sound similar, and I think Olivia mentioned that she'd listened to a lot of country music growing up, and I know Conan Gray's a big Taylor Swift fan, and Taylor Swift was into the country scene at a point, so I can understand even like at some molecular level why their songwriting might be similar. I guess my point is just if you want like a sequel to Sour already, just listen to Kid Crow. That album is good. Conan Gray, my beloved. And then as a longtime 21 Pilots stan, I did listen to Scaled and Icy. I listened through it once. It's just mid. I don't know if it's necessarily a 2 like the Fantana review says, but I was so disinterested in this album, like with the marketing. Not that any of it is bad, it's just like whatever. Like I didn't care for some reason, and I feel like I was justified in that feeling, because I will agree to say that it's like kind of a massive step down from Trench, which I thought was like their crowning jewel in their discography at this point, other than Regional at Best, which is a like YouTube exclusive basically, because that album's not available to stream or anything. I wish it was. If they reworked that album, I would stream it like a million times, but you know. And it's a shame that the album is mid, because it's like, I think Blurry Face was the first album I like bought on iTunes before I had the subscription services, and I think it did play like kind of a massive role in the way I make music and why I make music. And also, I mean, Tyler Joseph is just very corny and lame. Like his whole public persona has been very cringe and distasteful lately. I'm not gonna like get into it, but just an annoying old man. What are you, like 30? Why are you doing this? I feel like with millennials online, or maybe it's just celebrities, it's like once they hit a certain age range, they just become so weirdly out of touch with reality in like the strangest ways. I don't know. JPEG Mafia said it best when he said all my heroes are cornballs. I made a tweet about this too, so I don't know. It's a rough world we live in, where all my heroes are fucking stupid for the most part. I mean, I hope I don't become Joker brained like that too, but only time will tell. Other than that, I'll just run through a couple things that I've been enjoying listening to. I kind of like out of the blue just listened to Bury Me at Makeout Creek by Mitski, which I really loved. I mean, First Love Late Spring, like judging from her top played songs, I'm sure Mitski fans get the appeal, but it's just so fun. It's so cool. It's such a great song. And also fucking Last Words of a Shooting Star, such a brutal song, but it's so cool. The lyricism and the metaphor in the song, just the way it's written and the way it just stabs you with emotion and pain and beauty. It's so wonderful. I love that song so much. But yeah, those are my 2 favorites from that album. You should listen to it. It's like 5 years old at this point, but still cool. Other than that, this song by James Ivey is good. I'm a big James Ivey stan. I think he's very talented, and I like the whole angle of his music. There's this kind of subculture of like borderline pop, borderline maybe hyper pop, where like they're really committed to making all their music very texturally interesting and like glossy and produced with like pinpoint accuracy. Like that's why I like Roy Blair's Graffiti a lot, and that's why I really like James Ivy's music, and he's also kind of an inspiration. We're both from Jersey. Well, I mean, I'm not from Jersey, but like I lived there, so yeah. Go stream Texas, it's very nice. And speaking of like super futuristic music, the most futuristic music I think I've ever heard is the 2 newest songs by Instapendo. There's like barely anything in the instrumentation, but it's like 5 or 6 unique synth samples and textures and little blips and blops. And at first I kind of didn't get it because I was like wanting more from like my understanding of like a traditional musical experience of like a big drop. But in his song Dream Drop, it's like the drop is just like a bass note every so often and a couple of twinkles and bells and drums and things. It's pretty freaking sick, I won't lie. So yeah, I've been enjoying those 2 Instapendo songs. I'm excited for when the album comes out, so yeah, go stream that too. I will leave links in the description like I did in my what I listened to in 2020 video, so yeah. As far as movies and TV go, I feel like my subconscious has been yelling Steven Yeun in like some form or the other, like over and over again. Or maybe it's because of like one thing, it led to a lot of things, but I really enjoyed watching the show Invincible. I think the voice cast is great. I love that it's animated and it has such like a star-studded cast behind it because I feel like it kind of validates the medium. It's a dream of mine to have like a very nice Spider-Man cartoon, maybe in this vein. So maybe this paves the way for that. Fucking Disney and Sony are in this weird tangled mess with Spider-Man. I hope they can figure it out because there's absolutely a massive market for like a good Spider-Man cartoon like that. But yes, Invincible is very good. It's extremely gory, but that's part of why it makes it cool. It's extreme. I'm very excited for season 2, which will probably take a year, but god, I want more right now. I might just read the comic. Then I watched Minari with my mom. I hope I pronounced that right. And it was like a really raw, amazing, excellent movie. I love how nice and still and beautiful every shot is. I did a Letterboxd review about this too, so check out my Letterboxd. But yeah, I'll just say those points pretty much here. It is such a pinpoint accurate representation of like the American immigrant experience, like to the point where obviously I could find many parallels with my life and like the families. Don't read into that too much, but yeah, just stuff like that. But I thought like at some points I was like, holy shit, that's me on the TV screen right there. And like it just gets way too real sometimes, but it's an excellent movie. Please watch it, it's so good. And then I made this offhand tweet about The Walking Dead a while ago, so I finally started rewatching it and I'm having fun so far. It's fun to see like all these actors that I've been, I think, watching since I was in middle school or in early high school, like 9th grade, like be so young on the screen again. And also so many actors that I like don't really remember because the plot goes like so many different ways over the 11 years it's been on TV. But yeah, I'm almost done with season 1 already and it's pretty good. It's a nice show. I understand why it's been on TV so long, but it does get lost in the sauce towards the later seasons, which I will talk about in my video. The video is basically gonna be like, does anyone care about The Walking Dead, or why does anyone care about The Walking Dead anymore? Which is a question I ask myself of like, why am I still hanging on at like season 10? Well, actually I'll say there is a very deep slump, I think around season 7 and 8, because season 7's where a big character death happens. That character was, I think, my favorite character on the show at that point. If you were like around for the whole like TV phenomenon that the season 7 premiere was, then you'll know what I'm talking about, because that became like an iconic moment in TV, like beyond the show. But it just gets annoying at a point because I feel like the characters' motivations get weird and I get so disinterested in them, and they become kind of inconsistent and weird. I don't know, I can't form a coherent thought because it's been like gaps of years between the seasons and I just binge them all as they come out on Netflix. So to be honest, I'm glad it's finally ending. I think it's nice that these actors can be free of their Walking Dead shackles, because after a certain point I feel like it's not fun to be on a show that long, but like whatever. Hello everyone, I'm here with a mid-edit update. I also watched Bo Burnham's Inside yesterday, his new special on Netflix, which is also really amazing. I think it's one of the best pieces of media I've objectively watched in a very long time. I just feel like the angle at which he approaches social commentary and like the dilemma of being a content creator and kind of hating yourself in the process, it's very cool to see, and it's portrayed in a very entertaining, interesting, introspective, insightful, very cool way. So if you can watch it, I would highly recommend that you do, because it was a very cool watch, very inspiring, very motivating, and very fun. As fun as it can be. Because it's great, it's great. Just go watch it. But yes, I mean, other than that, I've just been watching a lot of YouTube videos, as one does, and I've generally just been taking it very easy recently, because it was a very rocky start into the month and took a bit to like for my body to like come back around and my mind to like get back up to 100%. And also I'm doing like college applications and stuff right now, which is like going like fine. It's just a little tough, but I'm gonna get through it. But yeah, May's not over, neither is the grind. But yes, it feels good to talk on camera right now. It feels good to do videos. And as far as creative stuff goes, I've been drawing a lot more recently, but the sad part is a large majority of it is art related to arjeshh lore. But I promise the wait'll be worth it. I'll make something very cool for this. I think you guys are gonna like it a lot, and I'm very excited to like properly embark on this journey. But for now, that's all I can say as far as lore and like art goes. And also, soft pronoun update for Jimmy. They use they them exclusively now, so yeah, that's it. But yes, that's been the May checkup. I hope you're doing well. Let me know what kind of cool stuff you've encountered this month, or just in general. If you have any opinions about what I've talked about so far, let me know. If I've turned you on to some new content, also let me know. That would be very cool. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Twitch. I think I will start streaming video games on there sometime soon, so there's that. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Check out my Letterboxd, stream power, and yeah, all that jazz, all the good stuff. I very much appreciate you sticking around for this whole video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one in 2 weeks. Bye bye. Oh my goodness, I wasn't even... Wow, Joker brain. I was just ready to talk. Damn, bestie. I don't blame me.